Good evening and welcome to News Channel 8. I'm Jerome Aegean, and here's some of the top stories we have for you tonight. A manhunt is on for a suspect on St. Croix. The Lieutenant Governor talks about property taxes, and the Virgin Islands loses a cultural giant. These stories and more are up next on News Channel 8. In our top story tonight, the Virgin Islands Police Department needs your help to find a dangerous suspect. His name, Jesus Iran Alicia Santiago. Here's Melody Rames of the Virgin Islands Police Department at Rainbow Command with the story.
Criminal Investigation Bureau detectives on St. Croix need your help in locating a suspect that they have wanted. His name is Jesus Iran Alicia Santiago. You can see his picture here. He's wanted for possession of a firearm, carrying and using a dangerous weapon, possession of ammunition, and also failure to report a firearm that was brought into the Virgin Islands. Santiago, he's a 19-year-old Hispanic male, and on January 1st at about 10:30 p.m. in Christiansted, saturated patrol officers saw a vehicle that was driving along the road. However, neither the passenger or the driver had on their seatbelts. So the officers stopped the vehicle. At that time, they talked to the person who was driving, but Santiago got out of the car and he fled the area, and the police were not able to capture him. However, at the same time, inside the vehicle, police found a loaded firearm. So they're looking for Santiago in connection to this crime. And if you've seen Santiago or know where he lives or has seen him lately, please contact the Virgin Islands Police Department.
Thanks, Melody Rames of the Virgin Islands Police Department. And in other news tonight, recently, the Lieutenant Governor, Gregory Francis, talked about the Virgin Islands property tax situation. Let's take a look.
I think this case should have been settled from the time it was filed in terms of that question, whether the property value should be assessed and replacement value or actual value. But it went before the court, it went before the mediator, and Ms. Williams, she's going to tell us the history of it because she has been involved in it. But I just wanted to come here today to let you all know that we really thank you for inviting us because it's a very sensitive issue. And there's one thing I'm going to ask, which I know Rotarians are very good people. And I know none of you is affected, but I know the deadline to pay the property tax for 2006 is February 15th. So I'm speaking to the choir, but I know you might have some friends who might still have the bills to pay because I know Rotarians. I have Dorothy McIntosh, I have Sonia Boyce, and many others who are Rotarians. But keep that in mind, February 15th. The legislation right now give us the opportunity to pay our bills without delinquencies. But after the 15th, the delinquency fees kicked in.
And a member of the Virgin Islands Police Department is making history while making our streets safer. Here's News Channel 8's Wes Small with more.
Thank you very much, Jerome. I do feel privileged. It's not often that the media is granted access to these highly secured property rooms inside forensics at Rainbow Command. I'm here now with Reynold A. D'Souza, and he is one of only 12 who were chosen across the country to be involved in a very high technical course involving forensics, firearms examiner, intern. That is your official post right now, but you're well on your way to a master's degree, and I just want to say congratulations. And I know that I'm talking to true VI history as you're mentored by another expert, Mr. Maurice Cooper. I want to welcome you this evening into people's homes, and you know, sir, I have to tell you that with all the cold cases that we have and unsolved crimes, and of course a record-breaking homicide rate, that someone like you, to achieve what you're achieving, has got to be life-saving measures, and we could just applaud you for that. So tell us, let's start from the beginning. What made you get into this highly specified position that you're involved in?
Well, Wes, I started here in the department, serving 5 years as a police officer. From here, I went to college where I obtained 2 degrees, one in crime scene technology and one in criminology from the University of South Florida in Tampa. Upon completion of my degree, I came back here to work with Mr. Cooper, doing what you see here, band firearm examiner. Ever since that, I've been training with the ATF in Washington, D.C. I started out with 3 months doing research. And upon my completion of that 3 months, I'll be going up to do some hands-on training where I'll be visiting some of the gun manufacturing companies. Then I'll be coming back here doing some more research and then going back up to give my thesis sometime in September.
It's no wonder that those shows are the highest rated shows. There's a lot of fascination with crime and science mixed up, isn't there?
Yes, it is, West. And that is why we're here, is to help the people and to get some of this cold case solved.
You really do want to make a difference in our territory?
Yes, I do, Wes, and that is why I chose this field. Like I said, I went to college in Tampa, and I came back here to make a difference, to help out the community.
All right, before we wrap up, Mr. D'Souza, what does this mean to the judicial system and your certifications? Does that mean that you can solve these cases a lot better with all your degrees and certifications?
Yes, Wes. Upon completion, like I said, we'll be able to solve some of these crimes and certify as an expert witness in court to get rid of some of these crimes off the books.
You know what that means? I'm not going to mention any names, but you defense attorneys have got more homework to do because he's going to be super qualified. So that means the judges are going to allow his evidence, and I know the law officials are going to be a lot happier, and the community, more importantly, will be a lot safer because we got the criminals behind bars where we want them. Mr. Reynold A. D'Souza, let us rewind. He is one of only a dozen chosen in the United States, and when you look at all the police precincts and areas and townships, we should feel so proud that here in the Virgin Islands we are representing right to the very top when it comes to forensics and firearms and so forth like that. Congratulations to you. You and your family and the community should be very proud, Mr. D'Souza.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. I'm Wes Small, where we are not normally allowed in forensics in the lab for News Channel 8.
Thanks, Wes. And 3 suspects have been arrested and several deadly weapons have been confiscated on St. Thomas. Here's Melody Raines with more.
Virgin Islands Police Department Criminal Intelligence Unit on St. Thomas executed several search and arrest warrants Thursday, January 27th. During the raids, which was dubbed Operation Ceasefire, police confiscated several high-powered assault rifles, extended magazines, and ammunition. 3 persons were arrested, and police said more arrests are imminent. The operation targeted individuals that intelligence reports indicated were involved in the illegal discharge of ammunition. Based on those warrants, police arrested 20-year-old Elroy Faulkner of Estate Anna's Retreat, 18-year-old Shaquem Freeman of Bavoni Housing Community, and 22-year-old Vincent Thompson of Water Bay Condos in connection to a January 12th incident near Bavoni Housing Community where the suspect opened fire on several individuals and eluded officers in a high-speed chase. The gunfire severely damaged several cars. Suspects were positively identified as the shooters. They were arrested and charged with third-degree assault, use of a firearm in the commission of a crime of violence, reckless endangerment, destruction of property, and aiding and abetting. The search warrants yielded several high-powered assault weapons and a large amount of ammunition. A .40 caliber handgun was recovered in the residence of Elroy Faulkner. Police said charges for possession of an unlicensed firearm are pending against Faulkner. Another search warrant was executed the same day at an Estate Thomas residence based on reports by citizens who told police that on New Year's Day, a male was observed hiding high-powered weapons on the property after firing a large volley of shots. Police confiscated an AK-47 assault rifle, an AR-15 assault rifle, as well as a ski mask, extended magazines, and ammunition at that residence. Charges are pending in that case, police said. Officers from the Criminal Intelligence Unit and Major Crime Units, Special Operations Bureau, Special Response Team, K-9 Bureau, Hazardous Devices Unit, and Crime Prevention Bureau participated in the operation. Police say additional warrants are pending.
Thanks, Melody Raines of the Virgin Islands Police Department. And tonight, condolences are starting to pile up Early this morning, the Virgin Islands lost a true cultural giant. Miss Delta M. Jackson Dorsch passed away at the age of 96 years old. News Channel 8 plans to commemorate Mrs. Dorsch's life in depth beginning next week. However, briefly, Miss Delta M. Jackson Dorsch will be known mostly as an educator and historian. A native of Frederiksted, Miss Dorsch held a position as Deputy Commissioner of Education. She was an outstanding storyteller. Recently, the Virgin Islands University campus on St. Croix named a residence hall after her. Miss Dorsch was a true cultural bearer for our territory. And of course, we don't forget one of the most beautiful beaches in the world is named after her, Dorsch Beach in Frederiksted. From the entire Channel 8 family, a place has been set in heaven for Mrs. Delta M. Dorsch. We'll be right back.